There's been a lot of talk lately about the new proposed gainful employment regulations that for the first time would judge programs at for-profit colleges and vocational training programs based upon the ratio of debt those students of those programs take on compared to their income and the rate at which they repay their student loans. So according to a new analysis released today by Education Sector in this report, about 4% of programs at for-profit colleges and a handful of programs at public and nonprofit institutions would be ineligible and risk losing federal student aid eligibility under this proposed standard. At the other end of the spectrum, 16% would be fully eligible and would be able to continue operating with no changes. By far the largest group of programs, about 65%, would still be eligible but would have to provide a debt warning to students, telling them they might be at risk of taking on excessive student debt. One of the most interesting things I think about this report is that for the first time it looks at actually what type of programs might be affected by this standard. So when I took a look at what types of programs look like they would be in trouble, I found kind of two broad themes. One is that a lot of programs that prepare students for low-paying occupations could be at risk of being ineligible. This includes programs that train people for professions like cosmetologist, chef or cook, or medical assistant. And that's because these programs have pretty low expected starting salaries, and so they wouldn't be able to borrow large amounts of money under this standard. The second group is programs in high-tech fields that have pretty good earnings, but also require lots of software for training and can be very expensive. This includes things like programs in graphic design, animation and interactive technology, and digital multimedia design. These are good programs, but there's not a lot of workforce demand for them, and so taking on a lot of debt to pay for a program like this could very well be a great risk.